Alright, so in this video we're going to learn about advanced selectors or CSS selectors. So what are these advanced selectors? What is this CSS selectors? So these selectors are used when you want to perform a style or when you want to style a particular element different than the rest of their page. That's where you can use advanced selectors. Suppose you have many tags and you want a few tags to stand out. You want them to have a different style than all the other tags. This is where you can use advanced selectors. Basically, there are two types of advanced selectors. The first is called as the class attribute and the second is called as the ID attribute. Before moving into advanced selectors, I'm going to show you why we need advanced selectors. So let's add a few p tags here with hello world in it. Okay, and I'll just copy paste it a few times. Just copy this, paste this. Now I've pasted this around 6 times. Alright, now what I want to do is I want only this first paragraph to have red color. I don't want all of the other paragraphs to be red. I just want this first paragraph here, this first line, to be red in color. Now let's go to CSS. I've linked my CSS here, so let's go to CSS. Now the basic rule for CSS is if you want to style a particular element, you should write the name of that element. So we want to style this element, this hello world content, to red color, and it is inside this p element. So in selector section we'll write p and then we'll add the braces, and inside this now I want the color to be changed. So I'll write color and the value will be red. I'll save it. Whoa, what did that happen? I just wanted this first line to be changed, but all of these lines are changed. Why did this happen? This is because your browser did not know that you only wanted this first line to be changed. So we got to tell our browser something, right? I only want this first line to be changed. So how do we do that? So we can do that by using advanced selectors. So let's just delete this. Now I want the first line to be red in color. So what I'll do is I'll go inside this p tag and I'll add the class attribute. How can we do that? Let's go into the p tag, add a class attribute to the tag that we want to change. Let's add a class attribute here, and inside this we'll give it a name called red para. Now while naming, remember that you always connect it with something. You cannot give it red space para. So you can give it red hyphen para, or you can just give it the name of red. Okay, but I want it to be more specific, that I want this color to be red paragraph. So I'll give it red para. Now this is where we are calling our class. We are calling our class, but we have to declare it somewhere, right? So let's go to our CSS, and here to declare our class, what we're going to do is we're going to use a period or a full stop, and after that we're going to write the name of our class, same to same. There should not be any error while you write your class name, okay, or else the rules won't be applied. Now let's change the color to red. I'll save it. As soon as I save it, you can see that our first line has changed that color into red. This is what we wanted, right? So what we did was we created this class, we gave it a name red hyphen para, and we gave it a style to this red hyphen para using this dot operator, dot period, to define our class, and we gave it a color of red. Now our browsers know that this red para class has the color of red, so it changed the color only of this first line and not of all the other paragraph tags. Now class can be used when you want similar style to several elements and you want them to appear same throughout your web page. What we have to do is just give them the same class name and specify the styling rules. Now I've already given a class red para here and I've already specified its rule. Now what I want to do is I have this first para red. I also want this third and the fifth para to be red in color. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this class with its value. Sorry, I don't want to copy this bracket. So I'll just let's just copy it. We'll paste it here, and again we'll paste it in the fifth one. Okay, just give it a space here and we'll save it. Now as soon as I save it, you can see that the first, third and the fifth line has changed the color to red. So this is the way class works. You can add similar styling, and remember that you always use this dot before declaring your class. Now the next attribute that we're going to see is called as the ID attribute. Now the same thing you can do with ID. There's only one difference between class and an ID. ID is unique and you can only have one item with the same ID name. You cannot have another item with the same ID name. Here you can see that class has the name red para, and we also have two other paragraphs that have the same name, but in ID we cannot do that. It is not allowed in HTML. We can only have one element with unique ID. So the way to add ID attribute is go to the tag, you hit space, you add the ID attribute to the tag that you want to change. So we'll add ID here, and here we'll give it a name. I want this paragraph to be blue in color. I'll save it. Okay, I'll get it blue para and I'll save it, and then I'll go into CSS, and here after this one rule, what I'll do is I'll use the pound symbol and I'll write the name of my ID. Okay, remember for a class it is period, and for ID it is pound or hash. Now we'll hit enter, we'll open the braces, and here we'll write color to be blue, and I'll save it. As soon as I save it, you can see that this color has changed to blue. Okay, so again remember that even in ID we cannot use blank spaces here. We have to connect it with a character. Okay, we cannot again add this ID attribute with the same name to any of this paragraph tag or any content in our web page, because that is not allowed in HTML. Okay, now next thing we're going to see is called as span. Now let's create another paragraph tag, and I'll write a few random words over here. Now what I want to do is I want to style this 3 words in different color. You can see that all of them are black in color, but what if I want these 3 words to be green in color? So I can do that by adding a tag called as the span. So we'll add a span tag here, and after these 3 words I close off this span tag and I'll save it. Now as you can see that nothing has happened up here until now. So what we'll do is we'll add a class to this span attribute. Okay, and we'll give it a name of special words, and I'll save this. I'll go into my style, period, special words, and I'll save it. Again, the class name should be similar. It should not have any change, or the styling rule won't apply at all. And here I'll define the color to be green, and I'll save it. As soon as I save it, you can see that the 3 words that I had inside my span has changed its color to green. That is what we wanted. Okay, we did that by using this class attribute. Now you might ask, where can we use this span? So you might have seen that when you are reading something on a website, a few texts in between are bold and a few are in italics, a few have different font, a few have different color. So that can be done by using this span. Okay, this span tag. Now the next thing that we're going to see here is called as the div tag. So what can we do is we can create a div tag for separate tags, and we can only add div to a tag that has content inside it. Okay, we cannot add a heading inside a div tag. We have to have content inside this div tag. So suppose now I'll add a div tag here. Okay, and I'll give it a class name. I'll call it first division. Okay, and I'll save it, and inside this I'll add a p tag, and I'll just add lorem ipsum over here. Okay, lorem ipsum is just random text. You can see that random text has appeared up here. Now again I'll add this one more time. I'll just copy this again, I'll paste it 2 times. I'll change this name to second div, and I'll change its name to third div. Okay, and I'll save this. Now I've saved this. Now what I want to do is I want this first div to have a separate color, the second div to have a separate color, and the third one to have a separate color. So I've created these 3 classes. Now first div will have blue color. So what we'll do is dot or period and first div, and here we'll give it color blue, and I'll save it. As soon as I save it, you can see that it has a blue color. Now again I just copy this paste it 2 times, change this first to second, change this color to green, I'll change it to third, change this color to yellow, and I'll save it. Now you can see that this 3 div which have content inside them have changed their color. You can also change it. Now if suppose I want this similar blue color to this second div also, what I'll do is I'll just change this name from second to first, and again you can see that both of them have the same style. Okay, so this was about advanced selectors, and I hope you guys have learned a bit. If you want to try it out for yourself, just pause the video. I know it's too much to understand, but just take your time, type it out yourself, make notes, and I'll see you guys in the next video.